Morning, the weekend is here. This is Forever United TV. We are looking ahead to, obviously, the Premier League starting this weekend. But more importantly, as you all know, and I'm sure you have been tuned into every single outlet possible to try and find out exactly what is going on with Manchester United. The transfer situation at the moment, it exploded yesterday with so much news coming out about not just one player incoming, as we know, which we're going to talk about at the start of this show in Carlos Baleba. Massive update on him, but all of the outgoings, which are just as important for that Baleba deal to happen. We've got a big update from Romano just this morning, the last 20 minutes, on Jadon Sancho. Updates on all of the Ganacho situation, Rasmus Højlund, Toby Collier, all of that to come, and everything leading up to one thing again. And I say this nearly every single day at the moment. I'm going to keep on saying this every single day at the moment. I'm going to keep on top of Carlos Baleba and bring you everything that's going on with him and this hunt that Manchester United are on to try and bring him into the football club. We're going to go through everything that dropped from last night all the way through to this morning, because there has been a lot. We're going to read through it all, get your thoughts on it, get into the live chat, everybody, if you're in the live chats. If you are not and you're playing catch up, of course, please do get involved and get into the comments below when the video is finished. I want your thoughts on this. We asked the question yesterday how confident you was about Carlos Baleba. We asked how much you would go in terms of price. All of these polls that we have been running, we just want straightforward comments right now in the live section. Get in there, talk to me, get your conversations going with each other and get your thoughts in. James, welcome to the Members Club. One member in already here on Forever United TV this morning. Thank you very much, James. Love that. Thank you again. And cheers all the other members that are in. Also, I can see loads of you in the chat. I want to start on Donnarumma. Not on Donnarumma. God's sake, why am I even saying that? That's still talking about City taking him yesterday. But Carlos Baleba. Now, this has got very, very exciting, because yesterday we broke the news. We did it on the Sancho situation, and we talked on the same video about Carlos Baleba. The important thing to remember here now is that it has gone past the personal stage. The contacts between the player and the club for Manchester United and Baleba, we've known about that. That's been going on over a week now. But this is where, actually, do you know what? I had a roundup from this, and Transfer Dan did the perfect roundup as to where this is actually at last night. So this was last night. I'm going to go into what else has come out for this morning as well in a moment. But this is where we are at with Carlos Baleba right now. For the first time in this transfer window, Manchester United and Brighton are engaged in direct negotiations for Carlos Baleba. Like we said, this is now the important stage. How long this takes on and how long this lasts for is crucial to this deal. I said last night, the longer this goes on, the more confident I am now of this actually going to happen. Following a constant and positive communication with Baleba's representatives over the past week, United is confident that they have received sufficient assurances from the player to proceed with finalising a deal with Brighton. Convinced, ready to go. Although a fee is not yet being disclosed, Manchester United is prepared and are prepared to pay a club record fee this summer, which could see them structure a deal worth £100 million, pounds sterling. The club believes that the best opportunity to acquire such a player is now, as they risk losing out next summer when more clubs may be in a stronger position to compete for Baleba's signature. So that was pretty much rounding up yesterday and where we're at. Well said and well written out there. I think that's exactly what we talked about in detail yesterday, as in all of a sudden Manchester United now have gone past personal terms. We've gone past what Carlos Baleba's intentions are and where we're at. And when we're now talking past intermediaries, because that's where we're at now. So intermediaries done. Personal terms done. A lot of people actually saying he's agreed to a contract verbally. I don't really care about that at the moment. All I want to know is, are United going to get the deal done with Brighton? If that gets done, then I am fully on from where I'm at now. I'm at about, let's just say 65% certain that this deal will get done, because I know Brighton are hard to deal with, and I know we've just started talks, and I'm still not fully convinced yet that we are going to get to where Brighton want to get to, but I am building more and more confident every single day that United are going to go in for this and go hell for leather. And I know as soon as they do that they're in, and they're not going to let go. They're going to go until they get this deal done. I don't see United walking away from a deal from all of the information that they've gathered, everything that they need to know before they enter negotiations with a club. I think Manchester United are at that stage. And as soon as I found out yesterday that United now, from several sources, including Romano, including Ben Jacobs, and everybody else out there talking about this deal, as soon as I found out that United were actually talking to Brighton, and there's no deal yet, don't get me wrong, there were some people saying yesterday that this is done. It's not done at all. It's just talking at the moment, and it is, well, you could say it's as close as it's ever been. Closer than close again, as we say, closer than you ever can imagine us, and all of that jazz. But I think now that United have entered into talks with Brighton, I think this is now at the crucial stage for us as fans. We're waiting to see, are United about to, like that report says there, to break their transfer record? Are we going to break Manchester United's Paul Pogba transfer record for the football club? Are we going to join the £100 million club for a player? There are 5 clubs that have done it already. Manchester United could make it 6. And we've said this before, we don't need to go over it again. If you want to compete, if you want to get the best players, you have to go above and beyond. United are breaking the bank this summer because they know they'll probably get outbid next summer. There's no guarantee where Manchester United are at. This is why they go into talks with intermediaries and then get to the player and then find out what the player wants. And don't forget, in all of these reports that everyone's come out with, and Romano in particular has said this, no problem joining United without European football. As in another player agreeing towards the plan and the project that Ruben is cooking at Manchester United. And this is where United know, because if it gets to next summer and it's 2 years out of Europe, then that project kind of dampens and cools off a bit, doesn't it? The excitement of what could come and all the players coming in as a fresh this season, if it doesn't work with them, then maybe it won't work with me here either. And I want to play European football. And I'm thinking like a player there, and that's how he might look at it. So, well, it's fresh, well, this project's in its infancy, and we're going into this first year with no European football, trying to make a bang and get right back up there into European football again. I think that this is now more appealing to a player for Manchester United to negotiate with to get the deal over the line. And I think this is why United are going now. They know everyone else is going to be in a better position next summer. We haven't got as much money next summer because we haven't got European revenues to balance out, obviously, PSR, which is why we're going to be talking in a moment also about Manchester United's exodus of players, which is going to be crucial to what we do. And very big deals coming for United on that side of things. Also, the last 2 days we've announced £70 million worth of new sponsorship deals that are going to be happening as well at the football club. United moving forward and moving forward positively. I think right now we're in a position where United obviously know exactly what money's available to them and what money's coming in. And they're now into talks with Brighton. I don't feel like Brighton, Ben Jacobs said it yesterday, I think like United are bidding blind here. They're trying to find out. They're trying to pull it out of Brighton as to how much this deal is going to be. They're trying to yank it out of him and tell us so we know where we stand. But United, you're not going to get it. Now, looking at the transfer record at the moment, looking at what players are worth, this is obviously coming to this transfer window with a lot of deals. And we're going to talk about this with Ganacho also in a minute. But if Alexander Isak, who is a proven world-class player, is worth 120 million right now at age 25 in his prime, and you could say there's a prospect and there's more years to come. We've also got to look at that and say, well, if Isak is worth 120 million, then surely Carlos Baleba is not worth more than that. Brighton can ask what they want for him, but I think Manchester United will drive the market value type of angle on this. Look, we know it's going to be 100 million. I don't think Brighton can turn this down because they know that Carlos Baleba can fall off a cliff next season as well, this season, and it might not happen for them. So if they've got that guarantee now, and it's in and around the ballpark figure, which every single journalist is saying, as long as they get in and around it, the deal will happen. I think this is the important part of this right now. You've got he's proven in the Premier League for the last 2 years as being one of the brightest up-and-coming young players in the league, but he isn't established yet. We cannot say that, and this is the risk that United are also taking. And I think Brighton will have to accept that he's only 2 years in. He's still between the years, and he is still, obviously, that player that has to develop even more. I get it. He's probably worth that money because he does look awesome, and he has absolutely smashed the Premier League since he's been in it. He's been fantastic. But I think this is United's angle on this. I think they're going to drive that actual valuation in terms of like, look, do you want Do you actually want this amount of money for this player? More than what Prem proven players that have been going for the last 4 or 5 years are worth right now? Is that realistic? I think United have got a chance with this. I do. I still think it's going to be upwards. Well, I think overall, I think if United come in at around 100 million, the deal's on. I really do. That price yesterday, someone quoted yesterday, 93 million. If United come in for that, maybe Brighton start negotiating and Manchester United take it over 100 million. I think if you come in over 90, I'm still confident that Brighton will go, okay, that's a significant amount of money. I know it sounds stupid saying that because it really is a significant amount of money. And we'll already be pushing Manchester United's transfer record. So I think if you're in there, maybe them extra 5 to 10 million adding on takes it past 100 million. Maybe you're getting into like the 100, 105 sort of mark eventually with all of the add-ons and things like this. So then it will come down to the structure of the deal. It'll come down to what Manchester United want to pay in instalments, what Brighton are happy with. If Brighton want the higher price, United will take a longer term over the instalments. And that will be fine for Manchester United. I think what we've got here right now is, and the proof was in that Benjamin Sesko's agent interview yesterday, in everyone who's been talking about Matt Hargreaves and what's been going on at Manchester United with the negotiations and how we're struggling. When you look at it, we got a great deal for Patrick Dorgu. We've got fantastic deals for Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha and Benjamin Sesko as well. And what Benjamin Sesko's agent said in Manchester United's hard negotiator, we actually do sound like we've actually got someone in the club, going off what's been said there, who knows what he's doing and can actually get this deal done. So Manchester United have got the right people in the right positions right now to negotiate with Brighton. And that, again, gives me confidence that we can actually do it. By the way, I don't know who the third sponsor is right now. All I know is that we've announced 2 of the sponsors and we're waiting for the third one. It looks like the third one's going to be the big one. I'm guessing the third one is the new training kit sponsor. I think that's what that one will be. I don't know. Maybe in time, Manchester United might announce a few other sponsors. I do think we're missing an opportunity here in naming the training ground. We do need to get some form of new deal on that. Now it's been completely refurbed and it's state of the art. I think we need to double down on that one. But look, lots of ways for Manchester United to make money. But on Carlos Baleba as well, just to go over everything else, and then into this morning's news as well on this one. And our man Indy again bringing us the news and the updates. Their word is, and the latest from them is, all we can say is that Carlos Baleba held a meeting with Brighton officials. Meeting was at 5 p.m. time yesterday. No further information at this stage. Stay calm, Manchester United fans. Wait for the bid. If made, then we'll have a clearer idea. So again, everybody is all at exactly the same stage when reporting on Carlos Baleba now. It's personals done. Player wants move. Manchester United talking to Brighton. Carlos Baleba has made it clear to Brighton he wants the Manchester United move. That's how everything is reading at the moment. It's now at that point, like what we said at the top of the show there, Manchester United now fully confident that Carlos Baleba is fully invested in moving to Manchester United. They are now going to go and break the bank as such, because we are going to break our we're going to break our own transfer record, at least to get this deal over the line. And that, I think, is the most significant part of all. If United are prepared to do that, then we are in here. And this deal will happen because we're already well over 95 million in terms of breaking that. And Brighton have to come to the table for that at least. I don't think that will be accepted. I think it will be over 100 million. And United, like I just said, will join the other 5 clubs that have spent over 100 million on one player and be in that elite club. But that's what's necessary. That's what you have to do if you want to move up that table. And then all we can do then is look at what Ruben does with these players. Listen to all these pundits saying that Manchester United are not going to get anywhere near European places this season and laugh in the faces as we climb the table. I'm just thinking out loud there and just wishing that that would be the case. I actually do think that Manchester United now, I said it, I'm 65%. I'm in, like, thinking that this is now the likelihood what's going to come about of this transfer. I feel like United are confident going in. I think the groundwork is done. It's now a case of making this deal happen, structuring it, and we will wait for the bid. We will wait for the news. I don't think we're going to be in with a rejected bid, though. I don't think Manchester United are going to get this. Is going to be a Benjamin Sesko situation where United figure out exactly what the ballpark figure is, and then bang, in you go. Let's get the bid in and let's get cracking. That's what I think this is at. That's where I think this is at right now. So, yes, it's time now to just wait it out. We did know that from the start of the week, Manchester United, from Fabrizio Romano, I feel were basically 2 days away from finding out if they were going to go into talks with Brighton, if they could get the deal done. And now we're at that stage. That's where we're at. Okay. Andreas with a super chat says there is another channel out that says that if we don't get Baleba, then all of this is just spin to keep the fans excited. What is your opinion on this? A spin to keep the fans excited? Not really, no, because you've got Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, The Athletic, everyone reputable, journalists out there that people actually pay to come on their own channels and talk about transfers. Do you know what I mean? This is not spin. This is Manchester United actively trying to bring in a midfielder that's necessary at the club. Like, everyone's got their opinions on it. There is a lot of hate for Manchester United right now within its own fan base. I know this. I know people. I've got friends that are just not having any of this at all still, even with the money that we've spent so far. Even with the likes of our rivals like Newcastle not spending anywhere near as much as us. Aston Villa not spending anywhere near, having to sell players. Everyone that finished above us, apart from the teams in the top four, actually we're ahead of in terms of this transfer window. And all anyone has been realistic in saying is Manchester United are going to be in around 6th or 7th. Well, if we're beating everyone in this transfer window in terms of what we're investing so far this summer to get up into, like, say, for instance, between 7th and 5th in the league table, then it's not that bad, is it? It's considering we didn't get European football last season and we're off the back of our worst ever season in Premier League history. There's no spin, there's no twist, there's no bollocks. No one was saying spin when we were talking about Benjamin Sesko coming in just over 2 weeks and has beaten Newcastle to him, was there? Everyone was excited then. So, no, I don't think Manchester United are covering anything up here. I think Manchester United are actively going in and are going for Carlos Baleba. Look, you only have to look at the reputable journalists that are reporting on this. United want Carlos Baleba. They're making it clear. And if a bid goes in, then that is United in. There is nothing being covered up here at all. Let's see exactly what happens with Manchester United and Brighton now. Because we're talking to them, we're ready to bid. And then we'll find out, won't we? So, effectively, United have already committed to buying Carlos Baleba. So, I don't see how there is anything covering up. United, if we do bid, let's just say, for instance, we go in and it is a record Manchester United bid. You cannot ask more than that. You cannot ask for more than that. If you don't get a deal done when you're in around 100 million, I'm sorry, then you've got nothing really to come back on at all. I haven't got any issue at all with what Manchester United are doing right now. I think they're doing it sensibly, and I think we are making sure that we are in the right position to do it. Let's get some more comments on this. Everybody talk to me in the chat. Get your comments in. Thank you, everyone who has super chatted already. And new members, if you are a new subscriber, just join us as well. Welcome along to the show. Pop a like on the video as well if you're enjoying everything and all the updates, everybody, please. Thank you. Giles says, bookmakers have placed United 5th with a 6% chance to win the league. Liverpool 50% chance to win the league, and Arsenal and City are 10%. So yeah, we got a clear favourite. I put my prediction down as 5th. I think Manchester United, if we buy Carlos Baleba, are challenging for top 4. We may just miss out. Yeah, I'm happy with that. As long as we're challenging for top 4, that's where I think United need to be this season. That's realistic for me. I think Carlos Baleba comes in. I still think United can get 5th now. I do. I honestly do. I think we may... we're still going to challenge the top 4. I just don't think we're probably going to have... Well, I don't know. Like, it's the unknown, isn't it? Like, there's everyone's challenging for these places. Like, United could smash it and get off to a great start. You just don't know. But, look, let's wait and see on the new players. Only time will tell with them. But if you're bringing in more quality players, then you've got a better chance. It's as simple as that. Everyone that we're bringing in is proven at highest level. and we've got 3 players who we get Carlos Baleba that are proven at Prem level, which is a completely different transfer window for Manchester United. And don't take for granted the impact the bomb squad leaving this football club is going to have on Manchester United. You can try and pass it off as much as you want and still say that you've got Bruno in midfield and Agate's, I'm not convinced by him. We've got an Arna in goal. United are going to be better than what they was last season. 100% certain they're going to be better than what they was last season. And I think we'll climb higher than what most people actually think we will do. Al says, Bruno and Baleba midfield are structurally unbalanced. Bruno will surge forward and leave Baleba isolated. That's so predictable. Come on, Al, trio up a little bit, mate. We're trying to sign Carlos Baleba, and you're trying to find a fault in it with our most productive player over the last 10 years in Bruno Fernandes. Look, Ruben will have to find a way. Like, that is it. Like, try and be downbeat and find issues with it. That's fine. I'm not saying that you're wrong in what you're saying. But surely you feel more confident with Baleba in the side than someone like an Agate or a Casemiro next to Bruno Fernandes. Wow, too many quality players mixing into the same conversation here. I did say Sanchez there because Sancho is definitely a name that is on the agenda this morning, and we have had a massive update from Fabrizio Romano just this morning alone when it comes to Jadon Sancho. So let's bring you completely up to date with where we're at with the Jadon Sancho situation. So Romano, first thing this morning, came out and said that now after last night's bid from ASA Roma for Jadon Sancho, ASA Roma are now confident of getting the green light from Manchester United for Jadon Sancho. Players camp also in direct talks with Roma over salary. Italian reports like Nicola Shearer as well saying that they want to move fast to try and get this deal done and get it over the line as quickly as possible before Juventus come back. They are confident, Roma that is, that they can agree personal terms with Jadon Sancho. And as we know of last night, Jadon Sancho is fully open to moving to Roma now. So it's not a problem. The player wants to move. The bid is going to be accepted. No one is saying it's accepted yet. Well, Nicola Shearer said it's been accepted, but Romano won't go that far. He's saying that they are confident of this deal being accepted. A lot of confusion as to what the deal entails and how it's broken down. How can it be a loan with obligation when his contract ends at the end of this season? Well, I think what it is, Manchester United are guaranteed a sum of money off Roma if conditions are met, and very easy conditions are met. So I think there is the full package. I think from what I have got so far, it's a loan with obligation, but with loan fee also. So the whole package, when it's all paid, is £20 million sterling, 23 million euros. So that's the whole package. That's what United are going to get for Jadon Sancho. I think what we're saying here is it's going to be triggered, as in these easy clauses that Romano says, before the end of the season. So effectively, United will have that money in before the financial year ends. So United would not construct a deal or do a deal that led them to not getting paid in this financial year, because they need it in this year because of everything that they're planning to do, because they need to balance PSR books. And let's not forget how much, if, for instance, this year, United sell Jadon Sancho for 20 million overall when everything's paid, his wages are not on the books. This year alone, as in this financial year, Manchester United would receive around about, to my reckoning, approximately, with the deductions on Sancho's wages because of no Champions League football, between 27 and 30 million pounds this financial year for Jadon Sancho, in the wages that we're not going to pay and the loan and obligation and fees involved in the actual transfer itself also. So that is a very, very good piece of business for Manchester United. And like I said, you only have to add £14 million worth of Marcus Rashford wages to that as well. And then you're talking £40 million between Sancho and Rashford alone just this financial year 40 million. You add the 21 million we've made in sell-ons, plus the 5, that's including the 5 million from Sancho's penalty from Chelsea as well. Then you're up to 60 plus million saved this year. And then you move into the other players of the bomb squad on top of that. So Sancho is massive. Sancho is key. And thank you, Roma, for bursting onto the scene out of nowhere. I was fully expecting this to go all the way to deadline day for Jadon Sancho, and you will remember me saying it on the shows. But Sancho right now looks like he is on the brink of moving to Roma, and this is going to move fast. Every single journalist reporting on it, Romano, Nicolas Shearer, I think Alfredo Padula has also been on top of this one as well, is saying that this deal is now expected to be concluded very soon. We could actually have some news this window. This weekend. This window. God, I hope so. This weekend. So, yeah, it's getting to that exciting stage. And you know what? Like, you can talk about the numbers, like how much Sancho is worth. We're talking about buying players here from Brighton for 100 million, and we're selling players we bought for 75 million for about 25 million. And how much it look. At the end of the day, unless you accept your flaws and you accept your mistakes from previous years, and you move on as best you can from it, you're never going to move anywhere. United have been stuck in the doldrums with these players hanging around Manchester United. In 2 summers of Ineos coming in and putting a structure in place with football people who know what they're talking about, who know how to do business and do football business, Manchester United have absolutely rinsed this club of all of the negative vibes that it had before. And I'm talking from the dual ownership model. Yeah, we don't like it. Let's just deal with it. We don't like it. It's not going anywhere. But just look at the people they've employed and what they've done and how they've operated and the players that they have got out of this football club. Did you see the video of Mason Greenwood spitting in the face of... I can't remember the play it was from Aston Villa now. I forget who it is, but you know what I mean. Just to spit it like you got rid of the likes of Greenwood, you got rid of Rashford. Sancho's on the brink of going right now. Ganacho is to come. More on him in a moment, but that alone I think is huge for Manchester United, and I think a huge step in the right direction for where Manchester United need to be to conduct business in the future. They do. Once all of the crap is gone, we're looking at players, I said this the other day, of value for Manchester United. Because you look at the starting lineup, and every single player in Manchester United's starting lineup, barring probably Andre Onana, is worth more than every single player that Manchester United have sold this summer. Facts. That's where United are now at. That's the next step forward. So break that down. The starting 11 on Sunday against Arsenal, every single one of them players is worth more than the maximum that any player that's been sold this summer is. There you go. That tells you everything of where Manchester United were and where we're going. That, I think, is the biggest way. That is the most important point, and I think the best way to look at what Manchester United have had to cope with and done and getting through right now for me. It's all positive. There isn't one negative you can take from this window for me yet at all. I'm sorry. You're never going to convince me. Not one man or anyone's strong opinion on anything. I get the negatives. I get the fact that there are some issues at Manchester United still, but they're minor compared to what we did have. And that, I think, is how every Manchester United fan deep down needs to look at this situation and what's going on right now. Let's get some comments in on the Jadon Sancho situation. First of all, though, Andreas, what a legend, just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much, mates. Absolutely buzzing with that. Really appreciate it. That's 6 new members alone just on this stream, everybody. Nigel has just renewed his membership as well, which is mega. Any other midfielders we want? Well, Adam Wharton has been muted and Edison has also been spoken about, but I think United, and I said this yesterday again, also are all in on Carlos Baleba now, mate. So thank you, Nigel, again for the renewal, mate, and cheers for the comment as well. Andreas with another super chat says, I thought that I was missing something because the spin story doesn't make sense. If we don't get Baleba, is there still a chance for a new keeper? Of course there is. Senny Lamens is waiting for Manchester United to make a bid and make their move. And that could still happen. If Manchester United sell Bayende, which is a good possibility, we could get Baleba and Senny Lamens in this window. Let's not forget, United are going to lose Andre Onana. I can't believe I'm even saying losing him. But we're going to be missing him in and around the January time for the AFCON tournament. 4 or 5 games. So we're going to need another goalkeeper to step up anyway. And I'm hoping at that point, that keeper has cemented his place and Andre Onana doesn't get back into the team. I think there was a plan for Manchester United this summer with the keeper. That was to bring in a number 2 model keeper and then let him take over Onana gradually. Then Onana's got 1 year left on his contract and that is gone at the end of the season. Also as well, on Toby Collier, everybody, he has, at the end of this loan, so West Bromwich Albion, this is close now. Everybody knows this already. Collier is exiting Manchester United, which makes you, again, think that United need to bring in another goalkeeper. All avenues lead to United going for Carlos Baleba, another central midfielder out of the door for Manchester United. And again, if we haven't got money next summer, Casemiro's gone next summer as well. And Toby Collier's got 1 year left on his contract after this season's gone. So after this loan, he's officially got 1 year left. I think United are planning on selling Collier as well next summer to help bring in more funds. That will be more pure profit. So they're hoping that Collier smashes it this season at West Brom, which I think he's got a good chance of doing. Decent enough club to go to as well for Collier, at an alright level. So I'm happy with that one. Collier does well, we get a bit of money for him, and then we move on. With him, Casemiro will be gone. We're hearing that Bruno Fernandes is going to be gone. I think Manchester United are trying to at least get somebody in now, like Baleba, just to integrate in and effectively have someone left going into next window, next season. Not the season coming, but the one after, the 26-27 season. So there's a lot of change coming from Manchester United, and it's not just this summer, it's next summer. I could actually see Collier, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes all leave the football club, and there's a good possibility that might happen next up. Well, Casemiro's gone. Collier definitely, I think, won't get back into the side. And then we've got the old Bruno Fernandes situation and what's happening with him. We could need more. And I've said this before. United will go out and buy another midfielder next summer, even if we get Carlos Baleba this transfer window as well. So you've got all of that exciting stuff to come. Ian Cooper says, Adam, question for you. Can you see United on 3 European nights playing money or paying money, spinning friendlies in Saudi states, China, bring in massive revenues? So can I see United using the gaps in the season where we're not playing European football to do friendlies? Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why we did the RB Leipzig one, because we knew we didn't have European football, and neither of RB Leipzig. So I think if there is a break in a season, I think United will plan something else out and make more money. Really? Is it a problem? No. United are going to have to make some money this season. And do we need to keep playing games and keep everybody fit? Yeah. We need to stay sharp. So I can see breaks. I can see weeks where Manchester United might try and get friendlies in and maybe spin a bit of money into that. 100%, mate. Good question. Good point on that one. Boom Shakalaka, what a name. I love that YouTube name. Bruno is surplus to requirements. Should have sold him to Saudi and got Baleba and Wharton this summer. Fresh young team for the next 5 years plus. More than 5, yeah. But I don't think there was any chance that Bruno was going to leave. I'm pretty certain. Don't think there was any chance he was going to leave this summer. It's Stephanie's birthday. Stephanie, your birthday is very close to mine. One of our mods that has been with us for a very long time. Happy birthday, Stephanie. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I hope you have a great weekend. And it is with Manchester United winning. I am feeling the same. I want a birthday win weekend. Leof says, Bruno's success at United's and Bruno's success and United's decline. How can the team get worse and worse with Bruno as captain? I've been backing Bruno on that one there. Right, moving on to the situation with Alejandro Garnacho. That is our next story now. And Romano last night giving us a lot of information and depth on the Ganacho saga. Right, Ganacho waiting patiently is Romano's situation. Everything that's going on with Ganacho right now. Romano last night was saying that obviously when bringing us the news with all of the outgoings, what we're talking about now is with Garnacho. Obviously Garnacho is waiting, and this is what Romano actually said last night. He said, behind the scenes, Alejandro Garnacho to Chelsea is very, very advanced. It's very active. Romano went to a point in saying that, yes, you're not seeing the headlines. You're not seeing much in terms of talk with Garnacho, but he can reassure every Manchester United fan that and Chelsea fan that there is a very, very active talks going on behind the scenes right now. In fact, a lot of people have been talking about this. The club relationship between United and Chelsea is very good and strong at that level, at the higher level. So that's not thought to be an issue at all. It is believed that Chelsea's bid has moved up now to around about 35 million from 30 million. And they think they can get that deal done. A lot of people talking all of a sudden when it comes to Manchester United buying players, transfers like Madueke and Kudus and Anthony Elanga are used. But when Manchester United are trying to sell a player, players like what's he called now? James McAtee at Manchester City, 37 million. And that's what they're comparing Ganacho to. Like Amari Hutchinson from Ipswich. That's what they're comparing Garnacho to. So all of a sudden, it's like when United are selling a player, there's the market. Look, there you go. James McAtee, Amari Hutchinson. That's the price that Garnacho's in. And do you know what? Like, I'm to and fro with my thought on how much Garnacho is worth, but I can only think Chelsea are taking advantage of United's declining where we finished last season. Look, you were in a relegation fight. You were down at the bottom between 15th and 17th for the majority of the season. And that's how much your players are worth. Look, anyone in and around that mark has been sold for that price. And City selling James McAtee for 37 million is what Chelsea are trying to say is Garnacho's value, an academy player that has come through, and that's his value. I think United get this deal done at 40 million is where my own thought is on it right now and where it is. But Garnacho to Chelsea is progressing. And there are efforts to sign Garnacho and get this deal done quite quickly. Romano saying last night that Garnacho is obviously just waiting patiently to make this move now. He knows he's going to Chelsea. The personal terms are agreed. It's just a fee for Manchester United. And this is why Sancho comes into it as well. I've said this before. Manchester United, can we raise 100 million quid out of Malacia, Sancho, Garnacho and Antony? Well, if you get, like we said before, 40 million for Garnacho, then you get the 20 million that we're getting for Sancho. But overall, that will be about 25 million because of the penalty from Chelsea. So you got 65 million there. All you need to do is get the money for Antony and Malacia, which we should get, which is another 35 million. And you've got 100 million quid for them players. Then you've got, obviously, Rasmus Højlund on top. You put all of the wages for them players together as well that are off the books. There's your PSR sorted in one fell swoop. That, I think, that is where Manchester United are at right now. I think that's in the thinking also. There is a story just coming out as well. Arsenal, Tottenham and Atletico Madrid all did due diligence on Garnacho before deciding to explore other options. Again, like, people are looking at Garnacho and I think are seeing the problem. United need to be very careful in just getting what money they can for the greater good, signing Baleba. Everything leads, and I said this every single show, all transfers, all transfer roads lead to Manchester United signing Carlos Baleba. And United are negotiating with Brighton right now while trying to move players on in the background. And that is absolutely crucial to Manchester United signing him. Garnacho has to go. Let's not forget, Manchester United, if we sell Garnacho for 40 million, would have raised approximately, I think, 56 million pounds in pure profit from sales this transfer window. Pure profit. Academy players. Oyedele, sell on. Anthony Elanga, sell on. Alvaro Fernandez Carreras, sell on. And now Alejandro Garnacho as well on top of that. 4 academy players adding up to the value of just over £55 million. 55 million in pure profit is absolutely massive in this transfer market for Manchester United. Garnacho is the key You had the other transfers on top. Don't forget, Manchester United will have cleared the debt of Jadon Sancho and his wages are gone. The wages are the big thing with some of these players. Sancho, Anthony, Rashford, it's all wage related. All wages. Because we don't owe any money on Marcus Rashford. It's just that wage package. By the way, Marcus Rashford and that interview about talking about Manchester United in transition and the club not getting moving at all. It's not started. Well, he can't start because he can't be registered and can't play in the opening game for Barcelona. So, yeah, your new club isn't really there for bigging up, is it? Can't really slag Manchester United off when you can't even register for your current club. So, yeah, when talking about states of football clubs, I think you just need to be a little bit careful there, Marcus. But, again, yeah, absolute whirlwind of a summer with so much going on. Can you imagine next summer when we're not talking about any of this, when we're not talking about the madness of what's happening with Manchester United's players struggling to get rid of players? All you've got to do is now get rid of Sancho, Ganacho and Antony. But Malacia will go. We're not even bothered about Malacia. Get them out. And then next summer, obviously, Rasmus is going to go. And Marcus is going to go. Obviously, them both are on loan. But you can imagine, like, next summer, Manchester United should be recouping that money and that sell-on clause from both Barcelona and Rasmus Højlund going into next summer's transfer window. And there's your kickstart there straight away. And that gets the ball rolling again to bring in maybe one more quality midfielder for Manchester United. And then we're not in as desperate need for players all over the pitch. I think next summer, centre-back, central midfielder. If we sign a goalkeeper this summer, then great. If not, then next summer that's going to be one of the key transfers for Manchester United. I actually think that next summer Manchester United might only buy 3 players instead of the amount that we're trying to buy this summer. But every single transfer that we are trying to get in is crucial to Manchester United's starting 11. And that, I think, is the important way of looking at it. It's not players that you're uncertain of. It's not players that you're not sure how they're going to perform. You're bringing in first 11 players. And that's been a big difference from what Manchester United have done before. We spent money and loads of money on players that are not going to play every single week. The money we're spending now is on players that are going to play every single week. That's the difference. And that's the difference in approach this window. And I think United have made that clear from the get-go. Never mind the signing, getting all these Deadwood players out in one summer would be bigger. Yeah, it would. That would be absolutely huge. And looking at the situation right now, scrape together 60 million for Sancho and Garnacho. It's great money for Manchester United. It really is, I feel. Obviously, you've got, well, it's 65 near enough, isn't it? Then you can get what you should be getting 30 million quid for Antony. That's got to be a minimum for Manchester United. From the way he's performing. He's still young as well, don't forget. And he's actually done a lot more than all of these players that we're talking about right now. If you can get that in, you're right, you're pretty much there. You're pretty much at that £100 million mark. And who else is 100 million in this transfer window that United are trying to buy right now? Yes, you guessed it. The man himself, Carlos Baleba. That's what Manchester United, I think, are looking at. Please give the video a like, everybody. Get them likes up. We're over 750. Let's see if we can get near 1,000, please, everyone. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. We're closing in on 97,000. Hopefully, that will be done over the next couple of days into the weekend, at least. And then we're counting down in the last 3,000 to hitting that 100k mark. Thank you again for all of your support on that as well. So if you aren't, please do hit the subscribe button. QR code on your screen. OK jerseys for all of your replica retro kits, as I've got on. Purple special edition is there. That is your QR code down the screen. And of course, match bingo also, everybody, as well. I'm going to be talking about that a lot more later on this evening. So be tuned in for this evening's show, because it's going to be a look ahead to what's coming as well. I can't believe football is officially back. Really excited now. Really excited. Chelsea believe Jackson is worth 90 million and is their third choice behind Delap 30 million and Pedro 60 million. Yeah, football, it's a funny old thing, isn't it? The way that valuations work and the way that clubs actually, I think, when reality hits home, I think Prem proven players has been the key to this summer. I do. I think that has been. When you look at what Chelsea have done, they've brought in Delap and they've brought in João Pedro, both Prem proven players. You're also going for Ganacho. He's another Prem player also on top of that. And this is the way that Chelsea have gone. Like, Manchester United are, in a way, copying the Chelsea model right now in getting players that they know are going to start, but have got Prem proven qualities about them and experience. You pay premiums, but premiums guarantee you positions in the league. And Manchester United, from going from 10th to 5th, and worst case scenario, we get 5th, that already is an extra 30 million plus in prize money for Manchester United in the Premier League for each position they move up in the table. So we can get in at 5th. That's another 30 million on top in prize money compared to what we had this season. Honestly, like, being competitive and being up there in the league and actually doing well on the pitch, this is something that's baffled me for years as to why Manchester United have not looked at trying to get this. Like, you can make more money off being successful on the pitch than you can with sponsors off it. Like, being in competitions brings you gate revenues. Being in competitions brings you bigger prize money, like we've just said there. And it gives you the chance to be in more, like the Club World Cup in a few more years' time as well, where you can earn an absolute fortune. So, yeah, this is it. This is United's chance this season to get back into Europe, get back into the Champions League if they can, or build towards getting back into the Champions League, worst case scenario. That being that we're back in Europe and then we can go again next season and move one step further. But yeah, honestly, I think we're in a really good place right now. Obviously, proof will be in what happens on the pitch. And nobody's convinced about transfers until Manchester United turn up on the pitch and it all starts working together. But now we're at that point. We're getting close to it. So obviously, Premier League starts tonight, obviously, and then Man United are on Sunday against Arsenal, and everyone is just going to be looking forward to that game. I think we all want convincing, don't we? We all need convincing that Manchester United have actually got it in them to compete. And I think this first few games is going to tell most of this Man United fan base where this team is actually at and how good it actually is. If we can take 67 points out of his first 3 games before the international break, I think that's probably okay for Manchester United, because an Arsenal game can go either way. Even if we had the best team on the planet and we were as good as Chelsea, Liverpool or City, you can still lose an Arsenal game. Can we beat Fulham? Can we beat Burnley? You've got to take a minimum 6 points to convince this fan base going into that international break, because after that we've got City, and again, that could go either way. And United could be 4 games in and only on 6 points. But you're looking at that, and in between the other games, you've got to keep picking up them 3 points. In all honesty, I think Manchester United fans right now are in a position where it's like, we expect to lose to the big teams. It's not a big deal. We're gutted. We're disappointed. Hopefully we just put up a decent fight. But past that, you have to win the others. And that is where this fan base will be either coming down on Ruben Amorim, or will be thinking that we have turned the table. We have gone in the right direction. And the recruitment plus Ruben's coaching is actually going to work this season. And we will start to build up more momentum. And with having more time off as well with no European football, then United are actually, I feel, going to be able to mount a real challenge. Arsenal, we do okay. I'm looking at the Fulham and Burnley games to see if we have improved. That's where we drop points. 9 points in our first 3 games, it says Kenny. It was Carl with the first chat there. United Spotlight. Ant says, Adam, let's give Ineos the props they deserve. They've walked into an absolute crap show, made some mistakes along the way, but they are pulling out some madness. They are. If they pull off Carlos Baleba, then wow, yes, I don't think anybody can complain. That there, Carlos Baleba in, all of the bomb squad out. I'd have to say, just the goalkeeping side of things, that's a 9 out of 10 window. Because if you got the goalkeeper in, then that, I think, is a 10 out of 10 transfer window. And that's the first time I've ever confidently sat here and said a 10 out of 10 window. I've never been able to say that at all. I've been confident and I've been impressed with certain windows, but to get all of them players out, bring Baleba in, and then 4 first team 11 players in, starting 11 players in, that's a 9 out of 10. If we get a goalkeeper, then we are in position, and I think right now, definitely challenging for top 4. That's it. Greg says, join late. Adam, what news has come out? Well, just to round everything up before we leave, Manchester United in club-to-club talks with Brighton over Carlos Baleba. Carlos Baleba had a meeting with Brighton yesterday where it was thought that he made it clear that he wants to leave for Manchester United. United now fully convinced that Carlos Baleba wants to come to United and they can push forward with the deal. And now club-to-club talks are starting. Also on top of that, United are prepared to break their transfer record. If they did, it would be more than £95 million, which would automatically bring Brighton to the table. The longer negotiations go on without us hearing anything, the better this deal is, because it means that United have not walked away and are fully invested in getting Baleba over the line. That's where we're looking at. Romano updated us this morning on Jadon Sancho, saying that Roma are now very confident of getting the green light from Manchester United. They're also in club to player talks for his contract, which isn't seemed to be an issue. Jadon Sancho is expected to be wrapped up very soon. Ganacho at advanced stages behind the scenes and could move very quickly. Ganacho obviously pushing to get into football again. He's not played for nearly 4 months now, so obviously wants to be part of the start of the season. And that deal is now thought to be moving closer, with clubs actually getting closer in their valuations, one report saying, with Garnacho. Some reports saying it's at around about 35 million now. I think United are probably looking... I think United's take is about 40 to 45 million. We'll see how that one develops. But Sancho is 20 million, and that is guaranteed. Ganacho, whatever we get for him. Nothing more on Anthony at the moment, or Malacia. They will come obviously later in the window. And United are putting everything towards obviously bringing in Carlos Baleba. And the proof is there. United are letting Collier go, another midfielder, out of the door. And that, everybody, is your morning show all done. Please give the video a like on the way out. Please hit that subscribe button as well on your screen. And I will see you all later on. Thank you, mods. Thank you for the comments. Thank you, all new members, subscribers, and super chatters in the show this morning. I will be back later. I've got to go to the dentist now. Oh, God, here we go again. I will see you all later on anyway with all of the updates. I'm sure there's going to be plenty. Exciting Friday ahead, everyone.